So we've got a lot of questions tonight, and I'm trying to group them as such so that we can kind of address everything, and we'll do our very best to do that. We do have some questions specifically for Julia and specifically for Dennis, so we're going to start with those. And the first one is to Julia. Julia, does the Mayor of Penhold have any special powers or duties to perform that councillors do not have?
Special powers or duties?
Right.
Well, as the mayor's position, you have duties as such to be there to be support to your council, to be a listening body for concerns. As far as extra powers or special powers?
Special powers or duties?
Special powers. Last time I checked, we weren't.
So there's sort of goes with this. Can a councillor just go ahead with an idea and make it happen on their own?
No. What happens is that you do have a group team that works for the community, and the mayor is one vote and one vote only amongst that team. So you don't have special powers. You can bring an idea forward, and that's great, and you hope that that you can make that happen over a couple of meetings, if so. But you do need a strong administration also to help make that team work, and to do the investigation to find out, is this idea a good idea? What's it going to cost the taxpayer? What's it going to cost the town in future? And to make that happen, you have to have a team to make that happen. So you're not a lone person coming in and saying, I want to do this today. It doesn't happen. It takes the team to make that happen.
Thank you very much. The next question is to Dennis. You have been a councillor now for quite some time. Would you like to know what you would like to achieve as mayor that you were unable to achieve as a councillor? And why?
What can I achieve as mayor that I was unable? I think one of the directions is how we move the town forward, and level of communication. I think communication and transparency is very, very important. Also, I think that when you have the chance to be mayor, you're going to be a leader. You're going to be a spokesman for the town, and you're going to go out and make sure that people know Penhold. And our mayor has done a great job. She's done that. I know a lot of everybody travels in different circles, and so I'm hoping to move forward and promote our town and move it forward and bring business into town. I think the biggest thing of that, and the biggest strength I have, is I think I can bring business into this town and start to get a commercial and industrial sector going. We have the largest section of industrial property in central Alberta, but nobody knows it. So let's start telling people, and let's start building. Thank you.
Thank you, Dennis. All right, so this is to both of you. So Julia, you will answer first, and then Dennis. So name 2 items that you are most proud of during your term or terms on council.
I'm most proud of the fact that we are continuing to grow this community in the boom and bust years that we have seen since 1982. We've had the steady growth for this community, unprecedented for Central Alberta, because there are other municipalities, even in this recession, that have not had the stability that Penhold has had, and growing in residential. We've had a 10% increase in population since our last census in, I believe, 2007. And that alone says that Penhold is the place to be. I'm proud of that. I'm also proud of this fantastic building. And that was not without dreams of many of the councillors, that sat around the tables for many years to say, hey, what can we do to bring people to Penhold? What do we have that we can make happen, or how can we get there? And this was a big dream, a big endeavor, but we challenged it and we made it happen. And I'm most proud of working as a team to make that happen. So thank you very much, everyone. Enjoy.
Thank you so much. Dennis?
The two most things that I'd say that I'm proud of is, number one, I have to look at this facility. This facility will last for 50 years. It'll last for generations. It's going to be able to reach out and gain. And Penhold is already starting to be, wow, have you seen the facility at Penhold? And when I hear that, I've got a lot of pride. The other thing that I think that I was really proud in what we did, we had a dynamic council. We had a number of councillors that would go out and we would knock on doors and we would talk to, it didn't matter if it was the mayor of Calgary or a premier or whoever, we would go out and we would be giving your presence as a council, showing that we're here. You'll remember Penhold. The first year Mayor Mandela was in power, he said, first person to bring a pin gets a, I think it was a vest or sweater. He was a brand new mayor, so he didn't know how to play the rules, so all of a sudden he had 6 pins in his hand. And then he started calling the pins out, and he said, Penhold, Penhold, Penhold. That's how we work. And that's, I think, how our council can be. We can be out there, and we can be known and make this commitment. And once it's known, people then want to move here. Thank you.
Thank you, Dennis. The second question for both candidates, how do you propose to encourage business to Penhold? Julia?
Well, you know, that has always been the challenge for our council, and I'm sure it has been challenges for councils previous to the ones I've sat on. Right now, you know, I'm at my end of having excuses from businesses. I've talked with Community Savings a number of times. I worked there for 22 and a half years, and I've said, what can we do to get a bank in this community? I know there's, you know, smaller opportunities or smaller communities in Alberta that you've put kiosks, you've put business, you've put a lot of investment into. And quite honestly, I'm at my end of hearing, you're not big enough. So tell me what it takes. I want to be across from that table from any business leader and saying, what do we need to do to get you here? I know we already offer incentives for business to come to Penhold. We do have that industrial land that has been on Central Alberta Economic Partnership's website as far as industrial land opportunities. So what is it going to take? We do know there's the recession that we're still facing. There's still people in our community that are not working. We need to make things happen. And I just want to say I'm going to be diligent in sitting down with those people and seeing what can we offer. Not to give away the farm, because I don't believe that we should be doing that. We're already paying enough. We have to look out for the future. And what's that going to take? That's my commitment.
What's going to bring commercial and industrial to our town? First thing we have to understand what there's trigger points. When you talk of business, there's been trigger points of, example, you need 2,500 people to make the dry cleaning work. There's also lower numbers that we can bring businesses into town. Right now, there's 2 offices and 2 bays that are empty in this town. But we have to get out there and we have to advertise that. We got to talk about that. And as a council, we got to say, by the way, there's an opportunity here. There's an opportunity to move your business to town. So find out the businesses that can survive here. Number 2, we've got some changes happening. We have a new restaurant that's coming into town. We have another restaurant here. So growth is starting to happen. So we have to continue to build on it. And we never stop. When you know, every day, I'm in the aviation business and every day we're in the air. And you can't stop getting in the air. And when you're building community and building industry and business, you have to talk to people and tell them that the opportunities are there. We have land, we have offices, we have buildings. You don't have to do sticks and mortar. It's already here. Why don't you come and take a look? Thank you.
Thank you. And in keeping with that topic for just a few moments, what is the biggest obstacle to bringing businesses to Penhold?
Biggest obstacle?
Yeah.
Well, one of the obstacles, I would say, is that we don't have the infrastructure, we don't have the buildings that we had in 1932. Looking back in history, we had a number of buildings that could house a bank, could house this and that. When you're looking at building bricks and mortar, that alone is a costly venture. So that is one of the obstacles that sets us aside from some of the other communities. What we see also is location, location, location. We are very close, of course, 10 kilometers, 13 kilometers from Red Deer and 14 kilometers from Innisfail. So we're finding that some of the businesses are saying, well, you're just too close to Red Deer, you're just too close to Innisfail. Those kind of things, we need to be choosy on what kind of businesses we want here also. And we need to know from this municipality what businesses are we willing to make work here. Do we need 5 liquor stores? Do we need 10 more hair salons? Those are the kind of things that I want to hear from the community to make this community grow. And we want to be having successful business. We don't want to have someone opening today and in 6 months down the road they're closing. And they're finding that just leaves a black mark on your community, that you're not being sustainable for those businesses. All businesses within our community, I like to see shop local, because they are the people that are here trying to make a living. They're paying taxes just like you and me, and they're employing people from our community. So I like to see those kind of things happen. We need to grow from within, and to work, of course, bringing other business in. So it's a chicken and the egg, but I think we can make it happen absolutely with the teamwork that we can put forth.
Thank you.
When we talk about barriers for development, the number one barrier in this town is developers. They want a whole bunch of money for their land. As you drive down the North Hill, it says, houses cost less in Penhold. Try to look at the commercial and industrial land. They want the same price as what they want for Gasoline Alley and for downtown Red Deer. What we have to do is we have to talk to these developers, and greed is one of their big challenges. They want the big buck right away. If they can cut their price, like they've done for the house lots, and start that commercial, that first building, in talking to people in Black Falls, I said, what was one of the things that made that whole strip mall go across the other way? When they hit 2,500 people, they could build an A&W. I didn't know Team Burgers were that a big thing, but that's what caused the growth throughout that community. What we have to do is look at that. Let's talk to our developers. Let's see if we can get some price changes. And the other challenge we have is, of course, our transportation barrier for our industrial land. We have that railroad track. But remember, you can take lemons and make them into lemonade. Therefore, we can get a spur off that railroad track, and then we can put warehousing and manufacturing over there. So what we have to do is be creative in our thinking. There's a need out there. We got to find that need and use Penhold to fill it.